Hello and welcome to my channel. It is Friday. I'm going to do a little bit different video structure. Normally I don't do reactions. It's kind of hard to do reactions because I'm not going to show my face. So you're not going to be seeing me trying to take a crap like most people do. You know that I'm about to take a crap but bobbing my head type reaction as the beat goes down. Yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people. But anyways, in case you don't know who Tom MacDonald is, he is a Canadian white rapper. Very influential or influenced by pretty much the 80s and the 90s. More notably, Eminem. A lot of his styles is kind of mirrors or very similar to Eminem, but he is, in his own mind, a masterpiece, and a lot of props goes to him. But without further ado, let's get into the Snowflakes, and he comes out swinging.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician.
Like I said, he's come out swinging with 2 bars. If you lie to the government, they're going to arrest you because no lying to the government is a crime. Also, if the government lies to you, which they do a lot, especially the past couple of years, dealing with a certain thing that we can't really talk about, they're just considered a politician. Oh man, I had something in my throat. Oh man, there we go. Think I got it out. All right, let's go on.
You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children.
So yeah, this is a little line about that's the Second Amendment, trying to get rid of guns. Pretty much he's saying to save the kids, we gotta get rid of the guns, but yet you go to Planned Parenthood or you do the my body, my choice method, which is killing a lot more people than guns ever did. I think the latest statistics, even car crashes kill more people. And generally speaking, it's kind of a I don't know, it's kind of an interesting debate that I'm not really getting into. But like I said, you got the pro guns that they want to get rid of the gun. Well, the pro guns don't want to keep the guns, and they want to take away their guns to save kids, but yet they make abortion legal.
If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions.
I mean, that's an interesting bar right there. You mean if America ain't so great, then why are you encouraging immigration? I mean, why do you want people to come here just to have them have a crappier life? I think it's pretty much what this bar meant. At least that's what it means to me. The great thing about music, it's considered art, and the person that is viewing it is able to interpret it however they see fit, regardless if that's the true meaning or not.
Are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere.
Yeah, you know, actually, trigger warnings wasn't just for seizures. Trigger warnings actually has its roots in psychology. I think it's like, yeah, psychology, not sociology, but psychology. Triggering events, like if you were the abused person in a relationship, certain things that will trigger you. So that's kind of where it got its roots from, and also if there's like flashing lights, there's also medical conditions that can put you into a seizure. So they kind of put that as a warning before shows, but also the word triggering and safe spaces came from abused people as they were being treated, saying, hey, you just need to go to your safe space, calm down a little, away from the society or away from the elements, so you can better gather your source. However, that is being co-opted or being taken over by millennials and social justice warriors. Pretty much they're kind of abusing the intent.
To protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard.
So I've actually watched this video before in its entirety, and I watched a couple reactions, and no one has made this reaction or made this comment. This is Miss Blair White, which makes this punchline so much funnier, or this bar so much funnier, is that Blair White is a male to female transgender person. She's very awesome. She's very outspoken. Definitely more of a conservative side. But the fact that she is doing the pronouns makes this bar even that much greater. Props to Nova on that one. I do gotta say.
Hard these days. I hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree.
So how does someone be less white? I'm generally curious because I kind of looked at it and some of the things that they mentioned that were too white pretty much is a pillar of the community or one of the pillars of a functional community where you're not supposed to be where you're supposed to be on time, you're supposed to be assertive, which means that you have leadership skills. You have to be able to explain yourself, things like that. Now I do understand that there's some undertones that could be misinterpreted or not misinterpreted. There could be there's people of all races that are just straight up, well, I should say ethnic backgrounds. They're just straight up assholes, to be honest. Yeah, I know I'm going to curse, but I mean it's the simple truth. I mean life isn't fair. You gotta play with the cards that you're dealt with, and sometimes there's going to be people that are going to be better than you. There's going to be people that are worse than you, but it has nothing to do with your ethnic background. It has to do with your drive. And the way I look at it is they want people to be less successful and be more dependent on others, which creates this master slash slave society. And then once they've deconstructed the whiteness, as they say it, then they can reverse the card and be like, hey, you need to check your blackness. I don't know if it's going to go full circle, but it's definitely a possible direction that they could go.
Everyday fight, there's a race war here. Elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that a lot of people have been mentioning. Like, politicians only care about black lives just to get elected. And unfortunately, the Hispanic vote is actually increasing, which means that they don't have to really rely on the black vote as much. And to bring it back to a previous um, comment or previous bar of his about abortions. Black people are getting abortions at a very high rate, which is also stifling their birth rates when it should be growing. Um, Ever since the slavery ended, there should have been a humongous population boost in the black community, which just hasn't been there due to abortions and uh, abortions being directed towards them, which is keeping their population in check, which is very unfortunate because you got the Asian community that is actually rising, you got the Hispanic population, which is rising, you got the white population, which is kind of steady, but overall in America, if it wasn't for immigration, we would actually have a declining population.
This country and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks.
Yeah, a lot of people mention on this bar about the veterans, saying that they care more about the homeless junkie than the people that actually fought the war. You got certain politicians saying enjoy that long weekend without even acknowledging the sacrifices that men and women do when they enlist and actually go to combat wars to pretty much fight other people's wars. But yeah, it seems like you got one group that doesn't contribute to society, but you reward them for their bad behavior. But yet, the ones that actually sacrifice their life, their mental status, or their mental health, and actually have internal scars from the horrors that they see by being deployed, they get kind of thrown to the ditch and be an afterthought. But I do say it's actually getting a lot better.
Divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
I mean, I gotta do say that I wouldn't exactly say I'm ashamed of these people that hate America. I mean, it is a free country, and being a veteran, I did sacrifice my time, did sacrifice my mental health. I did see some things over in Iraq, but the ability that these people could actually hate America speaks volumes to the freedoms that we have. It is the freedoms that I fought for to say screw America, which is which I know it sounds very negative to say that, but the fact that people can actually say that in this country is actually a positive thing, at least in my mind, because that just proves in how free we truly are.
So fake, oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane. More flames, oh no. No more snowflakes. They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women.
That's kind of interesting, putting a liquor store next to a gun store, trying to get us to pretty much make poor decisions. Because, you know, when you're drunk, you make poor decisions. It doesn't matter who you are. Once you're intoxicated, your ability to think straight kind of goes out the window. There's some more people that are more strong-minded, but I think that's kind of interesting. I guess another way to interpret that bar is they make you go to school, but they don't teach you anything to be successful. They just kind of teach you just to have knowledge, and not necessarily useful knowledge. Just, I mean, what good is doing math or knowing science without actually knowing why you need to know math and science type thing? And they kind of gear you towards college, and even then, college doesn't really prepare you for the real world environments, which is pretty much setting you up for failure and just being a drone.
Women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to
But yeah, that's kind of an interesting, you know, this kind of hits a nerve on me. You got kids that are being drugged with mental altering substances just to control their behavior. It could be that they're not even needing those drugs, but the fact that they're not fitting in with the normal society and being able to learn, we're just going to drug them to make them act a certain way. Then the next bar that's coming in, that we're addicted to our electronic devices, which is true. I mean, we never had electronic devices like this in the past. This is a first time. We're going to have coming up with the the third or fourth generation. They're growing up on tablets where we have had thousands on thousands of generations just with a pen and paper or chisel and a hammer.
And they take Xanax to sleep. They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black.
All right, I'm going to not comment on to this comment, but I've seen a lot of comments that Tom MacDonald's being hypocritical because he has a trans woman in his video, but yet he's talking about how a male to female shouldn't be participating in sports, which I completely agree. I mean, they're different. You got pretty much high schoolers beating female records. I'm talking about a kid in high school with very little training, like a male or young male, able to beat professional women's records at that age, and that female has been doing this for about 15 years, 20 years, and still cannot beat a high schooler in certain areas. And then they want to say that they're female, and you expect anything different.
Your life matters, you're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave, all of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks. You're supporting what you stand against, you don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake, oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane. More flames, oh no. No more snowflakes. We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Ay, everybody's wrong, that's the real problem. Ay, they don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Ay, soon enough, we running out of options. Ay, This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. Ay, we ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. Ay, I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid. Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
I mean, you gotta appreciate this guy's hustle. You really do. And Nova also spit bars too. But anyways, that's this video. That's my reaction to it. It's not the first reaction. It is the second reaction, and of course, after a couple of reactions, yeah, go away, autoplay. Anyways, smash the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful weekend.